What do you think's going through Lillard's mind right now, Jim?
Listen, I've been around this game enough to know that they were playing dodgeball a little bit. Portland didn't want to seem like they wanted to trade him and push him out. Dame didn't want to ask for a trade, but it got to a point where somebody had to make a move because I don't think neither one wanted to be the bad guy in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're the ones that forced the breakup. But at some point, and it's tough too because you got to think about it. Dame talked about it before, and sometimes you got to be careful what you say. And I'm not saying that it's wrong, but about joining another superstar, about joining a team. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. I know that's probably not what he wanted to do, but ultimately, Portland is kind of stuck in this rut where they're good, but they're not great. They're not going to compete. You're not going to be able to get that big-time free agent to go there to aid Dame. When they were in the Western Conference Finals, that was their best shot. So they're at the point now where both sides have to feel they have to win. Now, how that is accomplished is going to be the interesting part because as much as you love Dame, if you're Portland, I'm thinking about it from a management perspective. You just can't give him away. It just doesn't happen like that in this league. Yes, we're committed to helping you to reach your ultimate goal with a championship, but we're not going to be naive and stupid and just give you away for nothing. And Dame has to understand that as well, is that at the end of the day, as a business, we know where you want to go, preferably, but it has to be a deal that makes sense for us, not just today, but as we head into the future in our rebuild with our young guys.
So do you think Adebayo's name has to be thrown in this mix here? Because that's...
There's no way they're trading that. Because then that defeats the purpose. Because now your championship aspirations for Miami go out the window without Bam. Now, in the interesting part, you hear Tyler's name being tossed around. I think it has to be another team involved. I don't know if Tyler, because of the depth at the wing position Portland has, makes sense for them. Now you have to bring a third team in that makes this whole thing, I think, maybe work. Can you get off of Kyle Lowry's number and move that as well?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as simple as, just move this part. It's a little bit more complicated, but we've seen tougher deals get done in this league.
Right. And because that, Bam is a guy who I think Lillard has identified as someone he wants to play with. That's part of the mix of him wanting to go to Miami and the way that I guess that their program is run and the way that, South Beach is a nice place to live and, there's no state tax and whatever. I think that's part of the equation here. And then, of course, when you got a third or fourth team in, they're like, what do I, why do I need to help out Portland get out of their problem? Because it just seems to me, do you think it's possible? And I know that we're talking in the middle of July that Dame is still in Portland when training camp hits, and he's going to have to be the good citizen.
You can still trade him at the deadline. You know what I mean? Once the season starts, because I just don't think Portland is going to just give in and give up without getting something that's going to benefit them. Now, again, is it always an even trade? No. One side may feel a little bit better than the other, but do you feel good about what you got is the question. Did you give up the house now to go from a house to maybe a little smaller house instead of going to a condo or to a one-bedroom? That's a big difference there. You can go from a 5-bedroom to a 4-bedroom and still feel comfortable. All right? That's the difference. Going from a 5 to 1, that's a whole different story. And I think teams evaluate it that way. Is like if we can't get our best offers and deal done now, are we going to be able to leverage that and get a better one later on? Maybe you don't have the leverage as much, knowing that the trade has to happen come trade deadline in February. You know what I mean? So these are the questions that management poses when you put that on the whiteboard on short-term, long-term. How do we attack this? When do we have our best leverage opportunity, which is probably now compared to during the season, unless something drastically changes with some other teams that have to move some parts.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.